All right, I have the exhaust pipes finally installed, such as they are. I have some of the decals on here. For the most part, they laid down really well. There is a bit of silvering on that one right there, around the E and the J. I'm not sure why that happened. A little bit right there too. I'm hoping that when I get the microsol laid down on all these, that they're going to lay down flatter and some of that silvering might go away. And then after they're all completely set up, I'll give them all a clear coat. A couple of light clear coats on them. But yeah, there we are so far. I'm going to go ahead and put more decals on the other side. And I still got this one cannon barrel to put in on the wing. And of course the propeller and the hub. The spinner, I mean. The canopy is going to be the very, very last thing I put on. And of course, all the undercarriage still has to go on. I haven't even... all I've done with the undercarriage is paint a couple parts. That's about it. So, there's still a good amount of work left to do on this thing. So, onward we go. Okay, so here we are. Decals are now put on all the upper surfaces. The exhaust is in. I have the propeller and the spinner put together. And all the guns are inserted into the wings. Yeah, so it came out pretty good. The decals are really good for a Revell kit. They laid down really nice, as you can see. I use this stuff, microsol. I take that and I put it down in the area where the decal is going to go first. And now it's time to work on getting the landing gear installed on this kit. I have the main tires all painted up. They're ready to go. I have the main strut parts painted. They're ready to go. Here is the tail wheel assembly. Just got to do a little dry brushing on this thing. Otherwise it's ready to go. And then before I put all that together and install it, there still are a few bits and pieces here that have to go inside the wheel wells. So I'll get those done. Looks like some, I don't know, supports or actuators or whatever they're called for the doors. I'll go ahead and get those installed now. So let me find those parts. They're all in the ice brew So I'll find those parts now. Alright, getting back to these little parts that go inside the wheel wells. They get tucked in way deep down inside here. I'm working on those. What I've had to do is sand them so they fit. So what has to happen is this has to fit down inside there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It goes right in here. And of course it doesn't fit because why should it? Nothing else fits, right? This kit. It's too big for the space. Okay. Well, I have to keep sanding on it. The reason why these parts are important and why they have to fit in correctly is because this is the attachment point for the main struts. If I don't get these in, I can't put the wheels in. So I have to keep trying. Alright, still working on these wheel wells. I've gotten a bunch of little parts put in there. I have one of the struts in place. It inserts down into those little blocky parts that we put in earlier. And in order to get this strut to stand in there correctly and stand up relatively straight, kind of hard to tell, but it is straight. I had to do some sanding on it too to fit it down in there properly. The base of these struts have a see if I can get it focused right there. Has this glob of plastic on the bottom that fits down into the little blocks that we put in the wheel wells, and I had to sand that part down quite a bit to get it to fit in there on this side. On this other side here, I'm not sure how it's going to fit because I haven't tried it yet. I haven't done a test fit. I'll find out soon. I gotta let this part totally dry up and harden up. Now there were some tiny little pieces that went on the sides of these struts here. Really itty bitty pieces that I keep knocking off. I don't even know if I'm going to put them back on. One of them actually, the one that went on this one, it hit the floor and it's gone. Carpet monster ate it up. This one fell off and I know where it is, but if I put it on, I'll put it on later. Okay, so I'm just going to continue on with these struts. And yeah. Okay, we're making some good headway here. I have the wheels on, struts, doors. I have the rear wheel on. Let's see. Whoops. All painting has been done, all the decals are on. What's left to do is there are, in step 55, there are a couple of, I'm not sure what they are, if they're actuators or what they are, but there's a couple tiny little pieces that go in here still, attached to some of these parts. Okay, well, all the landing gear is installed. All the little antennas, the pitot tube, all the decals, everything is done. There's just two things left to do, and this kit will be finished. One is I need to install the canopy like that, and there are clear parts. A couple go in the back here. Whoops. There are one that goes there, and one that goes there, and one that goes there. So this thing is coming to a close finally. And it's been quite a journey. And so we come to the last steps of this Revell Tempest build. I've gone as far as I can on this thing. I've painted it, I've decaled it, I've given it several coats of clear. Now all that's left to do is attach a few clear parts here and there, and the canopy itself. Yeah, so there is some lights and things like that that still have to go on, and then once I get those on, this build will be completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach all these clear parts now, and I'll be using the micro crystal clear to attach everything. And so yeah, let's just get that done. Okay, well, I am finished with this, I think. I've done all I'm gonna do. For as much trouble as I was having, I managed to finish it, and it came out decent. This kit has its good points and it has its bad points. The good points are it's a Hawker Tempest 132 scale. I was looking for that. I found it. The price was kind of high, but lower than you'd find it under the special hobby label. It has some nice detail to it that I like. So it has that going for it. Yeah, so not bad in those regards. I really like the Hawker Tempest. I think it's a awesome looking airplane. I have its younger sibling, the Hawker Typhoon. This is another old Revell kit in 132 scale. This thing's pretty dusty. This is the the old Hawker Typhoon that was the predecessor to the Hawker Tempest. This is, like I said, an older Revell kit and doesn't have nearly the kind of detail that this newer kit for the Tempest has. It was easier to put together since it didn't have all the details. The fitting on this kit, the Typhoon, was decent. I had a few issues with it, I remember, but nothing like this Tempest model did. The old Typhoon had the what they call the car door style right here to get into the cockpit. So anyhow, now we have the Hawker Tempest, the big brother to the Typhoon. The other good thing about this kit was the decals. For the most part, the decals were really good. I had some issues with silvering down here. There's just a little bit showing now. Well, actually, no. Looks like it's all gone for the most part. I had some silvering down here, and I had some silvering up there a little bit, and on the other side a little bit. But I worked it with the microsol and got it to lay down really well, and I have given this whole model about 4 coats of clear, matte clear, over the decals and over the paint. And so now the decals have become one with the model. They look almost painted on in places. So that came out good. Yeah, so I did like all the details. It was fun to put this stuff together and do the dry brushing, a little bit of panel line wash and that sort of thing on the cockpit area and the wheels and such. I am not going to really do extensive weathering on this kit. I'm done with it. I'm not gonna do any more. It's gonna go on my shelf now next to the Typhoon. And the Typhoon and the Tempest can sit side by side now and enjoy each other's company. As they slowly gather dust on my shelf above my desk here. So there we are, folks. The Tempest is done. I'm glad it's over with. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't. It was a challenge, to say the least. And it came out okay. Anyhow, that's it for this this build. And we'll just see you in the next one. Take care.